our last panel, we have two yoga teachers who are also mindfulness experts. Kim and Kajadilani will guide us through the importance of rest and meditation for all ages. Find a comfortable seat, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome to this Mindfulness Yoga Oils Children panel. My name is Kajadilani Sense, and I'm from Norway. And we have also Kim Lahaye with us from Germany. And today we're going to talk about how to introduce mindfulness and yoga and oils to the children. And we're going to talk about the benefits of doing this with children. And we're also going to give you some tips and how to incorporate this in our daily basis. So I'm really looking forward to this call with you, Kim. And first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. And as I said, I live in Norway, and I am mother of 3 children from 7 to 16 years old. And I have been in doTERRA for 7 years. And I'm a flutist, a musician, and I have been teaching children for actually 30 years now. And I'm also a Kundalini yoga teacher, and I give a lot of treatments and workshops with people who love the oils and instruments and love to take care of themselves. That's a little bit about me. So Kim, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, it's very nice to be here with you. My name is Kim Lahaye. I am living in Germany since 12 years, but I'm originally Canadian. I'm a mother of 4 boys. They are 11, 9, almost 7, and almost 4. I'm also a yoga teacher, a health coach, and I've been working with doTERRA for almost a year now. The oils have been a very big part of my life and the life of my children's, and we've really incorporated them in our daily lives. And I really want to share with you how you can easily incorporate them in your life to help your children feel more centered, calmer, more self-confident, and also just to bring a higher quality in their lives. And this is something that's very dearly to me. And I also use the oils, of course, in yoga and also in meditation. And I also do this with my children at home. So my plan is just to share with you what we do and how you can easily do some of the same things.
That sounds really great. So before you step into sharing your daily habits with your children, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I do mindfulness and meditations with children at my work. So I have been working with music in kindergartens and teaching children from 8 to 18 for many, many years. But I have been diving into the meditation part of children in kindergartens for maybe 3 or 4 years now, because I could see that the children really needed the rest during the day. And, the little ones, they maybe sleep during the day, but the older children, they keep playing and playing all day long. And many of the children were actually exhausted. So I wanted to share with them how to do meditations, relaxations, applying breathing, and just use maybe one oil and help them to relax during the day. And the benefits of doing this would be that they could, of course, have this relaxation, but when the parents came later that day, the children would be still happy and full of energy instead of really tired and ready to go home and just relax. So what I did, I had this like a little hour of music with the children. We had some songs and music activities and maybe playing some instruments. And for me, one of the biggest goal was to make them move and sing and then have this good relaxation afterwards. So they would lie in a circle, and we had this, we call it lying in pizza. So this is a great tip, because when you say everyone in pizza, the children will lie in a circle and they will put their feet in the middle, and every child was a slice of pizza. So everyone could understand pizza. So then they were lying there, and I would go around, and usually I will choose a lavender, and I take this water bottle and give them some oil in their hand, and they would just rub their hands together and lie on their back and breathe in the oil. So then we incorporated the breathing and the oils, and while they were doing this, I will either sing some songs for them, or I could take them on a little inner journey, or like a visualization. Yeah. So they could really, because if you just tell the children to close their eyes and just be still, they won't do that.
No, they won't.
No, so their thoughts will go, or they will look at each other, and they will be restless in a way. So they need guidance. So then I would take them on a journey, and I have this really nice meditation that I learned from something called Medi Yoga Kids.
Okay.
So this is, I don't know if you have this in Germany yet, but this is yoga. It's a light version of Kundalini yoga. And in this Medi Yoga Kids, they have this beautiful meditation where the children jumps on a little cloud.
Okay.
And the cloud takes the child up in the air, and they could see how the houses get smaller, and the cloud takes them on a little journey, and we talk about what they see on the ground, and so we have a little journey, and then we go back to the house and to the room and down to the floor, and they can land on their back again. So it's a nice little journey, and you can put in whatever you want in this little trip on this cloud.
And if the parents want to use something like this, can they find it online, this story that they can read, or is it?
I think it's only available for those who actually do the teacher training for Medi Yoga Kids, or if you join a Medi Yoga Kids class. Yeah. Okay. So the most important thing is just to give them a story that they can kind of go into, and kind of just close their eyes and do this visualization together. So you can use your imagination, but I really like this picture of the cloud coming into the room and tell the child to jump on, and then they just take off. It's so beautiful, and the feeling of sitting on a cloud.
Yes, of course. I'm almost going off right now.
I get the chills when I talk about it. So it's like you just feel very light, and you just get excited of what you meet on this journey.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can really recommend trying this with the children, or even with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go on a little journey on the clouds with that.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so this is just one of the way how I use meditation and oils and music with children.
Okay.
So I don't know, Kim, would you like to share some of your experience?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I actually wanted to mention to you that when you were talking about why you bring in a peaceful time for children, because I went to a seminar. It was a weekend about a relaxation, how to bring relaxation back into your system, because basically as a small child, you are automatically every 90 minutes taking a break. If you watch children under 2 years old, they play, but almost every 90 minutes on the clock, they will lay down and kind of daydream, just look at the sky, or just go in their own world where it brings their nervous system back down. And what happens is, as we get older, especially with technology and sports and all these different activities, that we are all working on overdrive, and all in a very high stressful situation for the body, even if it's things we enjoy. And this seminar was really about being aware that every 90 minutes, even if you just take 1 or 2 minutes to do a breathing exercise to reset your nervous system back down to neutral. And so when you say that, it's very true, because if I observe my children and I see at kindergarten, it's different than it is at home. When I pick up my little one, he's totally exhausted and lets out all his emotions. And I'm sure a lot of parents go through that, where they're just crying and they're never happy. And it's just, and you say, well, what happened to my child? It's like a button they press, because they let out all the stress of the whole day pretty much. Yeah. And I think when we incorporate these things where we teach them how to reset their nervous system, even without telling them these terms, it becomes automatic for them without us actually having to make them do it. Also older, and then as you grow up as an adult, then you also have it in your body without ever pushing yourself to that limit. And I think so it's very important what you say, how you do it with them, because I think it would be very beneficial for everyone really to reset that button and to take a step down, you know? Yeah. So I'm really, really thankful to hear what you have to say, because it also tells me, because I get also in the movement of, oh my goodness, why is he complaining so much? And, you know, but it's, of course, they are on overdrive from everything going on in their life, you know? Yeah. So.
And actually what happens is if they just go and go and go, they finally, they can't actually feel what they really need.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's similar for us as well. If you just go and go and we don't take any breaks and go inwards and kind of listen to our body, what we need, then you just get frustrated. And that's what happens to children who don't have these breaks during the day.
Exactly.
They are just like, you know, just totally frustrated, and the parents can't tell what they actually need. But what they needed was a rest during the day.
Exactly. It's true. I mean, for me, like when I think of my family and my mindfulness for my children is really, I try to incorporate that they learn, just very simply basic, is to listen to their body, and also to understand themselves and have understanding for others who are maybe different from them. And because I have 4 boys, it's very interesting to see, because you think, okay, both the same parents, and then you have 4 of the same gender, but they are actually very, very different people. And through my children, I've learned also that with the oils, you really have to play around to see which oil is best for which child. And it's not one oil is best for every child. So what we do every morning when they wake up, everyone has a diffuser in their room. So when they wake up, what I do is I give them enough time, first of all, in the morning, so they're not stressed out and they're not rushing through their day. So I feel like starting off their day already in a more relaxed environment is very important. And they often have a couple of oils next to them, and the oils that work for them. For my youngest child, I use a lot of the Child's Collection. And for the other ones, they have some oils that they already like, and I have them smell them. And then whatever they feel is the oil that's really calling them is the oil that they'll take a drop in their hand and rub them together, and just take a half a minute to breathe it in through their hands. So this is kind of like how we gently start off the day. And so they've centered themselves. They're not coming out of bed rushing. And then I give them really their time and say, listen, you have an hour. Come down whenever you're ready. And we're downstairs in the living room. So I go downstairs when I wake up and I put on the diffuser. And I usually have a citrus oil in there in the morning to uplift the environment. And when we need a little bit more energy, then I might do a citrus oil and peppermint. They all come down, and we always drink, all of us, a big glass of citrus oil water to hydrate from the night of not drinking anything. And then they have a healthy breakfast, and we just kind of do it with more ease before they go off to school. We also often talk about if there's any oils they want to bring with them at school. If there's an exam coming up, they might bring Thinker with them. Or if I notice one of the kids is, you know, a little bit on edge, then I might rub some oils under their feet, for example, Steady from the Kids Collection, or Calmer, just to make them a little bit more grounded, or even Balance. Then they go off to school and they have their day. And after school, when they come home for their snack, we always all sit together at the table and talk about a highlight of our day, what we are thankful for, and also what we did that might have made someone else happy. So I want them to really bring their focus on how are you being with other people. And this is, for me, a type of meditation where they really sit there and think about what is important to them and what have they done to help other people. And I always often ask them, they get turns because everything has to be fair with children. And I'll ask them, okay, what should we put in the diffuser this afternoon? And so they each get a turn, and then they'll decide, okay, today I feel like doing this. Or if you see somebody's getting a little bit of a cold, maybe we'll put On Guard also in the diffuser. And so then it starts off also the afternoon a little bit calmer before they go on to their next activities and reset their system and be just more mindful into going into the next activity. And then comes dinner. And yeah, I mean, with dinner, we also always take time to see what's on our plate and also really be thankful for what's there. Because I mean, half of my family is vegan and the other half still eats some meat, which is for me also okay, because I feel like every person is different and you also have to listen to your body, but you have to also be present and mindful of what you're eating, and maybe also thankful even to the plants that are on your plate. And I feel like by bringing these little tiny things in their lives, that they're just more aware of their environment and about how they affect and how their decisions also affect the collective, I could say. And then at dinner time, we also discuss about any things that might have happened throughout the day that they feel like they need help with, or something that maybe with their brothers would have bothered them, so they can share and discuss that together, and that we find a solution together. And of course, there's moments where there's fighting or somebody getting hurt. And I also then reach for the oils, because often when they are hurt, it's more the emotions coming out, and it's more that they need to first calm their emotions. So I always, before, no matter what injury happens, I always reach for calmer. And I always rub it behind their ears and behind their neck and even in their hands, so they can first breathe it in, and then we go to the problem of the injury or whatever it is emotionally. So calmer is a big oil in our daily life. And of course, I mean, I don't know if you want to go through the kids set now.
You are halfway through the kids collection.
Sorry,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I can also just finish up my day. So basically, then comes the dinner, and then in the evening, we always have the same routine. Everyone showers or takes a bath. Often, all four of them go in the bath together, even though there's still a big age difference. They're very close. And afterwards, we do the same thing with the diffuser. We look, and everyone has a diffuser in their room, and depending on what's going on and depending on what they need, then we make a beautiful mix in the diffuser. And I really notice that when they have a diffuser next to their bed, they fall asleep just so much faster and sleep way deeper. One of my children, which I really wanted to share with you, is because obviously the typical diffuser in the evening you might think is lavender or air to help them breathe. But my one child has a lot of security issues, and he had many years where he needed us to hold his hand almost for an hour until he fell asleep, which was also very exhausting for us, until I found Siberian fir. This is an oil that's maybe not typical for children, but it's something that really, really gives security. It's very grounding. And this is really my son Sammy's oil, and we always put it in his diffuser. And now actually I've adopted it also in my diffuser routine. And it really helps him completely feel secure and taken care of and really, protected. So that's kind of my routine, what I do with the kids.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope a lot of parents watch this, because it's really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a passion of mine to be a mother. It's definitely one of probably my priority before everything else. I mean, I have been a mother now for 11 years, and it's just amazing to see how kids are sponges, and they're so open for everything, and what you can introduce anything in your children's lives and they will be open. And that's why I think the younger you start, the better it is, because they're just going to adapt this into their daily lives and go out and be better people into the world. And maybe we can, as a collective, get to where we want to be, into a more caring environment and a less, more reflective environment. Because I think we all just need to take a little bit more time to reflect. What do we need? What do others need? How does this person feel? And this is all part of, I think, a mindful childhood. Yeah.
And also the importance of self-care and self-love.
Yes.
I think if we have that, it's easier to be good to other people. And you also talk about the importance of being good to someone else.
Exactly. It's funny that you say that, because my friend just told me that she asked her son, who is who do you love the most in the world? And he said his mom, his dad, and he mentioned some of his friends, and he said, oh yeah, and of course myself. You know, and I thought that was so beautiful.
Yeah,
because we need to love ourselves, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's just, and this boy is 3, you know, I mean
3 years old.
3 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think sometimes we sell our children short because we think, oh, they're just children, but no, they actually are quite wise, you know, and we can learn a lot from them.
Yeah. So when all the children, when they learn to talk, they can say, I love me. Then we have come really far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's good. Wow. Okay, so I really want to try the Siberian fur with my boys because they, the oldest is 11 and the youngest is 7 now, but they have to sleep in the same bed and they really want me to stay there until they sleep.
Yeah.
So I think Siberian fur would be a good choice for them to feel safe even though I'm not there.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely try it. I'm anxious to hear how it goes.
Good tip. So Kim, do you want me to share some of the other oils in the kids collection?
Yeah, that would be great. Actually.
So you talked about already I have it here. I put, it's a little messy, but here's the kids collection and I put some other oils that I would recommend on the other side of the bag. Because the kids collection comes in this nice bag. They can put it in their backpack.
Yeah.
And you already mentioned Calmer, which I also use before bedtime with especially my boys, they like this. We also tried Peace for a long time, but then the kids collection came and we had used Peace for a long time, but then we started to use Calmer instead. So I think this is a good oil for them to have a good sleep during the night. And actually the Steady oil blend from Kids Collection is a more grounding blend, which also is a good idea before sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
So either if you go out in the grass and barefoot, you can have some grounding there, and you can also apply grounding oil from the blend from Kids Collection. So also if they are kind of hyper or, you know, really high up, Steady would be a good choice to calm down and be more grounded. And there is also oil blend called Brave. And if you don't have the kids collection, you might notice that there is these little. Do you have this, Kim, on your?
Yeah, I do. That's why they can hang them on their school bag.
Yeah.
So
I think it's easy to bring them to school. I realized that if I put it on the bottom, they stay
better. Yeah, you're right.
So we also have Brave, and we use this when the children are going to, like now, my oldest daughter, she started at a new school, and I told her that Brave would be a good idea to bring to her first day at school. So she did, and she is actually really brave anyway. But and then there is Stronger, which is kind of have the same benefits like On Guard.
Yeah.
So, but the point with the kids collection is that all of these oils they have like a milder smell.
Yeah.
So because On Guard could be a little bit strong for some children. My children like On Guard, but for some it's too strong or intense. So Stronger is like a mild version of On Guard, but we actually used it together with On Guard. So it was a tip I got. So I applied both On Guard and Stronger on the spine of the children. So, and you also mentioned Thinker, Kim.
Yeah.
So this is the focus blend from Kids Collection, and so especially my oldest son, he has this challenge of concentrating at school. So every day I put this in his neck, and I put it in her hand so he can also smell the oil.
Yeah,
I think it's important to smell the oils as well as applying them. Where
topically.
Yeah,
definitely
a good combination.
But I find all of the kids' collection smells really nice and really mild. And I actually use it a lot on myself.
Me too.
So,
and we all have this little child inside of us, so we have to nurture that as well.
Yes.
So maybe we could have like an intention that now I nurture my inner child.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
the kids' collection.
Yeah.
So, but I have some other oils as well beside of the kids' collection that I would just like to mention, and that is in the morning. You talked about you put diffuser on in your boys' room, and that is really beautiful. And what I do, I go into my boys, especially boys, because they have their bedroom next to mine.
Okay.
And they really love to sleep. So I actually put balance on their ears, and I put it in my hand, and I just say breathe, and they breathe in, and it's like gong.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and they open their eyes and are ready to wake up.
No wonder they want to sleep with you. You're such a nice mom.
Thank you, and you too. I think that is what I want to share. You already mentioned citrus oil, so this is also a favorite in my house. And my oldest child, my daughter, she has her own oil collection, and actually most of the oils in her room is citrus oil.
Okay.
So she's really into this uplifting feeling of the citrus oils. So even though she's a really happy, positive, and funny child, she loves this uplifting feeling of citrus.
Yeah, that's what I think is great, is children actually know what they need, you know? I think that when they smell it and they're drawn towards it, this is something that they might need more, you know? For us, I just wanted to quickly mention, and then of course there's deep blue, which is a little bit stronger, but my older children, when it comes to anything muscular, when they have any type of really sore muscles from all the sports they do, then they love this. So we often do a massage with it. And what's nice about the oils is it's also a way to connect with your children. Absolutely. I feel like it brings really a moment of peace, brings them down, connects you through massage or just breathing together. And already this connection really is a big step in the right direction, I think, with your children. And the oils really just help you regularly connect with your kids, whether it's a foot massage, rubbing the oils under the feet or on the spine, or just breathing in together. I think that this is really the goal for me with the oils and the children, that we have deeper connections. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for in my life deeper connections with my children and with the people around me. And I really can thank doTERRA to help me achieve that in a much smoother way.
And it also helps the children to be more aware of themselves and their bodies.
Yeah.
And that is also so beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So thanks to doTERRA.
Yeah. Well, I think that, do you have anything else to add to our talk?
Actually, I think we mentioned a lot of good stuff that I hope that those are watching would like to try out with their children. So maybe I should just sum it up with 5 tips that I wrote down.
Yes, please.
And number 1 is that you could do a good stretch in the morning before or after going out of bed. And you could have oils in the diffuser, or you could also apply balance to ears or bottom of the feet to ground before you start the day. And for breakfast, you could have citrus oils in your water. And also you could have this oil ritual where the children can choose their oil for the day and also take with them to school or kindergarten. And maybe at lunchtime or after lunch, you would do a little meditation or mindfulness practice. And you could do it with them, like I talked with the visualization or just like an inner journey, and use the oils to help them breathe slowly and deeply. And then number 5 would be before bedtime. Maybe I have my children like to be in activity all the way to the bedtime. So maybe do a little of stretching or dancing to music, or some yoga exercises together with the oils before bedtime. And you could also apply oils to their spine, to the bottom of the feet, and use these good oils that we mentioned to have a good sleep during the night. And you also mentioned that the benefits of doing this, have a good connection to our children. And you could, of course, put oils in the diffuser when they are going to bed to have like a good time before falling asleep. And you mentioned also talking about what we are thankful for, and that could also be a great idea to do before they fall asleep, and that would be the last thing they think about before they.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea, because the last thoughts, the last things that are in your brain, then they follow you the whole night. So I think that's a great tip. Very good.
Yeah. So then I think we have to
say goodbye.
Say goodbye. It was really nice to talk to you, Kim. And
very nice to talk to you too.
And I hope you all would like to try some of our tips to incorporate mindfulness, yoga, and oils with your children.
Yes, I agree. Please.
So thank you for watching and have a really nice day.
That's a wrap, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. What a great and relaxing way to finish this back at school day. I hope you've enjoyed our panels and that you have a notebook full of new ideas to try at home. If you love the content that we prepared for you, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you all for watching and see you next time.